Two. Okay, so hi y'all, welcome to another sketchbook tour. It's been a while since I've done one of these. If you're unfamiliar, I am going through my sketchbooks in chronological order because I'm hoping to preserve them in my memory as best as I can. My older ones are kind of falling apart and smudging, and the drawings are kind of getting lost due to their age, so I'm hoping to get them up on the internet now so that way I can always look back at them. The sticky notes are to not show my last name. I don't care if you guys know my first name, whatever. Anyways, here we go. Completed it in 7 months, which at the time was my fastest completed sketchbook. The current record, I believe, is 3 months, because I am insane. So we start off with a screenshot redraw from The Secret World of Arietti. It is one of my favorite drawings of the sketchbook still. I'm not gonna lie. It's a little wonky now in comparison to how I go about drawing scenery now. There's like really saturated stuff that look really out of place. And yeah. And below here is a lyric from a Mother song because I have been trashed since 2017. And here is proof. It's proof. Meet the artist. So I was 18 during my last year of high school because for American schools they start in August and I was born in August. My mom didn't want me being 17 going into college, so she had me wait a year to start first grade, preschool. I can't remember which one it was, so I was the oldest of my peers. So I'm 18 throughout the entirety of this sketchbook. But you'll hear me mention things about high school, so if you're a little confused, that's why. This was a high school art class assignment where we had to do split emotions, pretty much one half being one and the other half being the opposite. I did anxiety and calm. I didn't do a very good job of it, but that's because I didn't really care. You'll also notice that I have paper taped onto random pages. That's because there was a lot of bleed through and I didn't want to deal with having blank pages because I thought that was a waste of paper. Here is younger me's attempt at what the Instagram and Pinterest sketchbook spreads looked like. That very aesthetic, every little bit of white space is taken up by something. However, I didn't know how to even spell aesthetic at that point, and you can tell it's a mess. There's no cohesion. There's like a little bit with the roses, but not well enough that there's any movement. I don't know what these circle things are. I think they were supposed to be bubbles, but that's not really translated well. So we've got some Voltron fan art, that's Lance and Allura, some Lapis from Steven Universe, a Mephistopheles from Welcome to HE Double Hockey Sticks, Guzma from Pokemon Sun and Moon, a Dan Howell, and Bill Cipher from Gravity Falls. I really like this jackalope still. It is very, very cute. Oh, and the Theta sign. Theta is one of my OCs. He might pop up later. So I was really bad at drawing scenery, and what you're supposed to do if you're bad at drawing scenery is draw from life or draw from a photo reference. You're not supposed to draw from like anime or cartoon because it's already simplified and broken down, so it doesn't teach you how to simplify and break it down. So this is a Sailor Moon screenshot redraw as my scenery practice. A really wonky looking Lance from Voltron screenshot redraw. The perspective on this gun is not bad, but the rest of it is a little muddy and hard to read. If I were to redraw this, it would look a lot different. Maybe I will. This was a school assignment. We were supposed to draw insects and part of their habitat. I overworked this one. The colors got muddled after a while. It used to be a vibrant yellow and a vibrant pink, but they got lost. A really bad, I don't even know what that's supposed to be. It kind of looks like a succulent, but I think it's supposed to be like a water lily. Yeah, see here you've got some bleed through, so ignore this. We've got a Deckard from Being Puppy Cat, hand practice, crow, just little random things. This was my Being Puppy Cat page. I got super into it. Some screenshot redraws, again, because I don't know how to do anything on my own. Some Over the Garden Wall fan art, and a Redead from Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask. Kids I was babysitting drew these. This apparently is a gross page. I think it's because I was in between art styles and I was trying to figure out how I wanted to do things. Like, I drew heads very narrow and really long necks, and I think at this point I was starting to widen my necks, but it didn't look right with the elongated heads. So I was in the middle of that. So we've got some Lance and Keith. Gamzee. This was more for the environment. That was supposed to be a lily pad. Really weird looking Kakashi in my style. His eye does not look right, and his nose is a little too big for how I would draw him. Here's a very faint comic about me geeking out over Shiro. I had a little bit of a crush on his character, and very faintly here I was going to draw another dragonfly resting on what looks like a cattail. Okay, here we have some Lance and Keith expression challenge, a Marshall Lee, and again I'm trying to figure out the elongated necks versus the elongated heads and proportions, so you're gonna see him wildly swing around in this sketchbook. I figure it out eventually, I think. A matte from Voltron, again Voltron trash, that was supposed to be Lapis, and here we have a Ponyo screenshot redraw. Make sure I'm in frame. Yep. I actually still like the way I did this tree. The rest of it, I don't really care for anymore. We have a Prince Gumball and a Marshall Lee. I messed up on the colors that I chose for them though. Human Bill Cipher, and then two other drawings of Bill Cipher. Don't know who that's supposed to be. I'm sorry that I scribbled out your face. The only hunk that I have ever drawn that was accurate to his character. The rest of the time I've tried to draw a hunk, it has not gone well. You can see I did style experiment. I didn't like the simplified version. I didn't like whatever this was. I eventually like that, I think. Random doodles. We've got a Wind Waker Zelda that actually doesn't look too bad. Another hunk, Space Sword, I guess, and I think that's supposed to be Matt from Voltron. So my friend wanted me to draw him as a Sonic character. So this is Jack the Cat, and I was working on my OC Oliver, who is completely different now. He's got a buzz cut and lots of scars, and he's not blonde anymore. He was based off of Joey Wheeler from Yu-Gi-Oh! Specifically Joey Wheeler, not the actual character Junichi Katsuya. Joey Wheeler. And then that was him as a fox, because I don't know. This was just a little rough sketch for an assignment I have to do, which was this, which was just how my life was going. This was around finals. I think this is towards the end of the school year. So we had, hold on. Yeah, so you wanna know how insane I am? This is January to September, right? All of this is January to May. The rest of it is May to September. This was somebody else's art I copied. I do that a lot. I'm sorry. If you're wondering about this, I accidentally, I'll explain at the end, actually. I'll explain at the end. It's an interesting story that involves people following me on a train. More stolen art. This was somebody else's art. This was somebody else's art. This was somebody else's art. I think this was too, but based off of how grody it looks, I don't know. And when I say grody, I'm not making fun of anybody who has a similar art style. I'm making fun of my art in relationship to how I've improved so far. If this is how you draw and I'm calling it gross, I'm not calling your art gross. I'm calling my old art in comparison to how far I've come gross. Some Welcome to Night Vale fan art right here, and lots of Homestuck because I am trash. Another Sailor Moon screenshot redraw. Nothing on this page. I think this is when I give up on doing both pages. So we've got that. Sketches of myself as a Pokemon trainer for Sun and Moon, because I was obsessed with it at the time. I'm not gonna lift this no matter what it is that I want to preserve. This is not how I feel anymore, and it's not how the other person feels anymore. I'm not gonna lift it. Not gonna share that on the internet. I got into Danny Phantom, and of course, while I was into Mother Mother, I did the song Ghosting, even though that doesn't really fit Danny's character. Steven Universe. I don't remember if this is when I first got into... No, it wasn't. It wasn't. I got into Steven Universe the year before. But, yeah, random stuff. I think these were 2 YouTubers for, like, Lolita Fashion that I followed. I tried to draw a deer, couldn't draw the deer head, just put it in a box. I don't know. This was stolen fan art. It was originally, Ray and Nagisa from Free. I made it about Sailor Moon because I'm dumb. Do you guys remember, Faceless Neil? That webcomic that was really popular? Yeah, I was obsessed with it for a while, and I drew a comic about whenever Neil decides to make his own mouth, and the first thing he says instead of, "Oh, I can talk," is "Bushed at 9/11," because that was the joke at the time. Ugh, I'm sitting on the floor to do these, which is a bad idea considering I don't have a hip socket. If you want to know about that, I have a video where I paint my hip x-ray and talk about why I don't have a hip socket. I reached 200 followers on my Art Amino. I don't use Art Amino anymore. My friend wanted me to do a screenshot redraw from Oran High School Host Club. Oh, so this was for Adventure Time, the song All Gummed Up Inside, which is the same voice actor as Lance from Voltron. So I was going to do an animatic, but I didn't like how it turned out, so I actually had taped these pages together so no one could see them. But I'm just gonna flip through them and you guys can see how wonky it is. This is my first time drawing Lance with freckles, and despite the fact that I have many a freckle, I don't know how to draw freckles on other people. So it didn't turn out well. I also used the wrong hole. Okay, yeah, that's gonna... But yeah, I shipped Shiro and Allura. I don't need more. Shiro is a gay man, and if you ship him with a woman that But yeah, that one's still not that bad, so... Whoop. This is the halfway point. Woot woot. I tagged one of my YouTube crushes in an Instagram post, and she responded. Oh, I got into Riverdale, but this was season 1 Riverdale when it made more sense and isn't whatever it is now. Don't get into it if you don't know what Riverdale is. This is supposed to be Seto Kaiba. This is the era of when I started drawing lips really big. Or I think I started drawing them less big at this point. I can't remember. That's supposed to be Lars, but I think that was stolen artwork. Joey Wheeler, random person, and these were some of my Pokemon on my Sun and Moon team. I name my Pokemon and I get really attached to them, so I drew them. Oh, yeah. I was trying a different art style and wanted to draw myself as a Pokemon trainer in Sun and Moon. Ugh. This is when I got into lazy Instagram style art. It was just me copying whatever was trendy, and this was my first interactions with anything star sign related. Whatever. So I drew all the constellations, but they're not really easy to read. I would totally do them different now. Tag yourself. I'm a Virgo. I'm a Virgo. One of my brothers is a Taurus. My sister is a Capricorn. My mom is an Aries, which I think is why that one is there. My fiance, or maybe at the time, that you're watching this, he might be my husband, is a Libra, and I think my older brother, I don't know what he is. I'm sorry, I'm terrible. He's born in December, whatever. And then I was like, hey, you know what? I want to get done with this sketchbook faster. How do I do that? Color color swatches. So there's just literally pages on pages of color swatches. Before we get to gorillas, I got really into gorillas at this time, so this was definitely summer. Now, after my high school year, I don't like the way I did Murdoch, but the rest of them are fine, especially Noodle. I love Noodle. She is amazing, and I love her. Outlast 2 came out. Yeah, that was a pen doodle. This was my first time doing an all-pen drawing, and I actually did pretty well, if I must say so myself. A screenshot redraw from Steven Universe, I think. The episode Love is the Answer, or The Answer, I think it is. This is when I first got into My Hero Academia. This was during my first ever Comic-Con. My friend had a family emergency, so she was by herself in her house. So I stayed with her while we were doing Comic-Con in the same week. So we would get home from Comic-Con at like 10 or 11, and we'd stay up until like 3 or 4 a.m. watching anime, watching My Hero Academia. And then we'd get up at like 7 a.m. to go to Comic-Con again. It's a copied comic from some other artists, and I think a Twitter joke even as well. I was trying to do new icons for my Instagram account. I ended up going with this for I think a good solid 4 months. Yeah, follow my Instagram. Same username. And then I got really into the concept of witches, not necessarily witchcraft itself, just like aesthetic looking witches. Okay, so we have a Bee and Puppy Cat screenshot redraw. We have a Dan Howell peeking out from there. And here is I forgot her name, but she's from Year Walk, the tree lady, and she's all nice and pretty, and then she turns into this. Yeah. Like many a person, my favorite was Lance for a hot minute. Now it is Hunk. I love Hunk. I would die for Hunk. He is my favorite. But at the time it was Lance, because the fandom the fanon version of Lance I really liked, but that version of him does not exist in the show. So headcanons can only take me so far. My favorite fanon character is Lance, but my favorite canon character is Hunk. Does that make sense? Probably not. A Bee and Puppy Cat screenshot redraw. Whatever this is. A little crystal, and then some angsty text messages because I was angsty. It's supposed to be Lance with like a fishbowl and then like the ocean inside the fishbowl, but it doesn't look like that. This is when I started getting obsessed. I mean, I already was obsessed, but super into Sleeping at Last. I was listening to them nonstop throughout the entirety of this sketchbook, honestly. And then we have a little comic. We have a little comic about how half of my sketchbook is memes, 1/4 of my sketchbook is fan art, and the rest is either absolute trash or actually good art. I actually really like this sketchbook, so younger me just felt really bad about herself, I guess. Little secret there. Remember that. Some Dodie lyrics. That's supposed to be Victor from Yuri on Ice. Oh yeah, Lance fans being like, oh, Lance is lame, but we all love him so much we will cry over him. Season 3 had just come out, and literally within a week they had released season 4's trailer and release date. I was reeling, obviously. I really still like this. And this is something I redraw. Actually, every now and then, is Lance playing the ukulele or a guitar and saying something. So I think think this is actually a redraw. Oop. So here's the first one I did, and here's the redraw. Some good improvement, I think. Laura didn't know how to draw her eyes, so I just covered them with flowers. I had a dream about donuts, and then I was painting a donut, and then my mom came home from work with donuts, so am I a prophet? I don't know. Stay tuned for more prophecies. This is when Dream Daddy was really popular, and I really wanted to buy and play the game, but because I was still, you know, in high school, or I hadn't started college yet, and I didn't have a job yet, I didn't have my own money, so I didn't know how to explain to my mom that I wanted the game. So when she asked me what I wanted for my birthday, I just told her socks instead of wanting a gaming simulator where I date dads as a dad myself. Oh hey, remember how I said that my OC Theta would come up? Yeah, here he is. So there's Theta, there's Eliza. She looks different now. She doesn't have the ears, but she still has flowers in her afro because she loves flowers and she loves nature. And yeah, then there's Seth, whose name is not Seth anymore, but he doesn't have a name right now. And then we have Oliver, who looked like this, and now he looks like this, but now he doesn't look like that, but he, yeah. Anyways, more Dream Daddy stuff. This is from that Krish Vine. Guzma, I like the sketches more than I liked the colored versions, but they're not bad, honestly. Random horror compilation. There's someone talking outside my window. That scared the crap out of me. Okay. I ruined all my colored pencils because I found out that if you soak them in water, they kind of end up looking like chalk when you put them on paper. Don't do that. It will ruin all of your colored pencils. We've got a Bulbasaur, we've got a Lines from Gravity Falls, and just random stuff. The Sailor Moon symbols, that's James saying no one's carried me since my mama, which is the most iconic Pokemon line. Changed my mind. This was my birthday. This was the first page I had drawn after I had turned 19. My mom had gotten me Breath of the Wild for the Wii U because we didn't have a Switch. And I was playing it for probably 5 days straight. Stopped when I was walking down the street and saw a flower and said, oh, I don't have that, and tried to somehow press A in real life to pick up the flower to put it in my inventory. This was a little bit of the page, and it said Peanut Butter Vibes, which is a Glass Animals, because I also got into Glass Animals while I was doing this sketchbook, and I loved the song, so I wanted to cut it out and make it into a sticker, and it did not turn into a sticker. But yeah, there's Gerudo Link, there's Link with some interesting nip-nops, and then whatever that is. More Breath of the Wild fan art. Could you tell that I was obsessed? Wonky anatomy here, but not entirely bad, just the hand needed some work, I think. This hand's not bad. And a Guardian. Oh, sad comic about how I'm not like what I wanted to be. You know, when you're little and you think, oh, when I'm older I'm gonna look like this is my personality, this is what I'm gonna do, and I wasn't, and I was feeling really sad that I had let younger me down, but then I realized it doesn't matter because I'm happier as who I was than what I wanted to be when I was younger. I'm happy with who I am, what I am, all that jazz. Really cute Coraline. My OC's interacting. This is a cosplayer. I redraw him a couple of times. And I don't know if anyone else went through that phase where you just watch a whole bunch of like animation school final projects, like art thesis films. They are so fun, and this was one of them that I really liked. Random stuff, I guess. My mom really liked this one, and she wanted me to paint a big version of it. I didn't know how to tell her that half of what happened was an accident. But yeah. Oh, and I messed up on this. I was trying to write, don't judge me by my cover. It's not what you see, but what you discover. But I wrote, don't judge me, be my cover. So, you know, I'm so cool. And then a sketchbook review where I go back and talk about what I liked about the sketchbook. Now, if you've been wondering why there's that stain in the corner for the first, let's see, when is it? First couple pages. It's because, let's find a good page to pause. Here we go. This is a very colorful page. It's because I was going to the capital city of the state where I live in, and there's a bullet train that can take you there from like the smaller surrounding cities. So me and my friend went on the bullet train, and we were playing Pokemon Go, and these two guys were also playing Pokemon Go, and at first they were very friendly and we were having a great time talking to them. We talked about Pokemon, we talked about Pokemon Go, all that good stuff. But then they started asking like really invasive questions, like, oh, how old are you? Like, not even like the how old are you, that was super invasive, but they were very like creepily asking us, where are you going, where do you guys live, how long are you going to be there, are you meeting up with anybody? And if any person knows, that's not good questions to ask. We gave them incorrect answers. We told them that we were meeting up with people, that we were just stopping by at this one place that was completely far away from the place we actually were going to be at, all this other stuff. And when the train stopped, the next stop, even though we were a good 1.5 miles away from our actual destination, because we knew that they were getting off around the same area, we got up and ran off the train and ran down the street. But I had a small water bottle, and I didn't close the water bottle all the way after drinking from it, and I shoved it in my bag while we ran, and it got all over my sketchbook, and also completely fried the laptop that I had brought because we were going to be going to a cafe. I need to weigh you down, so crayons. Thank you for watching this sketchbook tour. I know it's a little fast-paced. I'm trying to keep these under half an hour and not talk your guys' ear off, but still give myself and anyone else any information that they might need, because again, this is mostly for me, because these sketchbooks are starting to deteriorate, so that way I have a place to look back on them when they were more complete. So thank you guys for watching, or just, you know, for sticking by. Please check the links in the description, and please watch my video explaining about my hip. Thank you guys so much. I'll see y'all later. Bye.